This video is about making sure that your Fuji controls are set according to the factory. You should never touch the buttons carelessly on the front of these Fuji controls. They're already preset by the manufacturer. If you accidentally hit one of the buttons, just as the manual says, carelessly touching a button on the front face of the temperature controller may change the settings, thus disabling proper control. And we have had a few people disable proper control on these and other models, specifically on the ohm run, so we've made videos in the past, because sometimes it takes days for us to go through the settings, and the Fujis are even more complex of the parameters and settings on the menu, so it can really mess things up and cause it so you can't use your roaster. To avoid that, do not change the controls, not even changing with the up and down button the temperature control on that, because if you accidentally hit the select button or something, it will create problems. So we're going to go through the settings that are on this now, and I am no expert, so I'm going to be struggling as we go through it with the help of the manual, making sure that I have the settings, say the settings right, and hopefully on the video you'll be able to see the digital parameters of each menu setting. Keep in mind that on the roasters, even though you have two Fuji controls, it's always the BT or the roasting temperature that controls the machine as far as maximum temperature when it shuts off the gas valve or the electric. On the gas models, we set them to 500 because we know you're never going to go that high, because if you did, you'd ignite the coffee. We do realize that people have played around with these buttons, lowering the temperature and then turning it up. We really wish people would just leave it as is, simply because it's so easy to accidentally hit this select key and accidentally, without even realize it, switch one setting. And as you can see, and I'm probably going to pronounce these wrong, to me it looks like SRBY, and it's set for off. So we're going to go through, just sequence through these settings to see what the choices are and what they should be. So obviously if you click down on this, it moves to the LACH setting, which is set at 0, the AR, which is set at 0, the RN-1 set at 0, the AL1, which I believe is alarm, set at 17.5, the LOC set at 2. Did I do something wrong here? Okay. Evidently that's the end of the settings that are in that. Let me go back. It just reverses it. Okay, so now there are other ways to set this so that you can go into the different menus. Now that's where I got to do my homework on the manual. While we're working on figuring out the other settings, let's just go through the air temperature settings to see if they're set up the same. So I press the selector button. When it switches to that, we're going to scroll through. The SRBY is off, the LACH 0, the AR 0, the RN-1 0, the alarm, I'm guessing that is AL1 17.5, the LOC at 2, and I think that was all the same settings so far on the that were on the BT. So we're just going to go through the parameters in this block right now. The P is set at 0.0. The I'm not sure what letter that's supposed to be, is set at 240. The D is set at 60. The HY5 is set at 7.5 0.8. The C, I think that's CTRL, might be control, is set at, I don't know if that's P, I'm not sure what that letter is supposed to be. It looks like PCD, but I could be wrong. Let's see if it gives you other choices. Whoops, let's go back. I don't see that it, I'm not sure if it does. Let's go to the next one. The RC is at 30, the P-N2 at 3, the P-SL at, I don't know if that's minus 199.9 or what exactly that is. I'll have to go into the manual to find out more. Then we get the PSU at 500, and the PDP at 1, the P-F at OF, it looks like, the PUOF 0.0, hopefully I'm not going through repeatable ones, P-DF at 5, the ALN1 at 5, and that looks like the end of that setting. There's another way if you wait 5 seconds. Let me go back to the original. Okay, now if I press this, it goes through to a third section of parameter settings if you wait 5 seconds. So first I'll hit the first one and keep it pressed down, then I'll go to the P, and then I ultimately want to get to the P-NL. So let's hold that down for about 5 seconds. There's the second menu settings, there we are. Let's scroll through that and see what we see on that. So we got the P-NL, I guess it is, at 0. We got the SU-L at what I guess is minus 199.9. The SU-H at 500. I think that was the low temperature and the high temperature, but I could be wrong. And then the DLY1 is at 0. The ALHY at 1.7. The ALOP at 000. The SRNO at 1. The CO, not sure if that's an N or what that is, at 0. The DSP1 at 98. The DSP2 at 252. The DSP3 at 224. The DSP4 at 45. The DSP5 at 144. The DSP6 at 255. And the DSP7 255. Same for the 8, 255. DSP9 at 15. The DSP10 at 111. Then the DP11 at 255. DP12 127. DP13 126. And that may be the end of those settings. We're going to go ahead and look on the right hand side after I reset this to see if the settings are the same. They may or may not be, and I won't catch it because I don't have a good memory. But I'm going to leave this down. We've already gone through the first series. So now we're going to go to the menu settings that start with P. And so 0.0, I'm not sure if that's a C or what that is. It doesn't quite look like it. That's at 240. That might have been low. Then the D is at 60.0. The HY5 3.5. The C, I'm not sure what that is. CT is probably a control. CTRL. It looks like PCD, but it might be PLD. I don't know. It's got a missing little link right there. Then the RC is at 30. The PN2 at 3. The P-SL at, looks like minus 199.9. The P-SU 1 or at 500. The P-DP at 1. The P-FOF. The PUOF 0.0. the P-DF 5.0, the ALN1 at 5, and that's where that stops. Now while I'm here, I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to hold it down 5 seconds to get to the final menu parameter settings. And there we go. So we're at the P-NL, I guess it is. I'd have to look up in the manual to find out what the exact lettering is, but it's at 0. Then we've got the S, lowercase u, I'm going to call it -L, minus 199, it looks like. The SU-H at 500. The DLY1 at 0. The ALHY at 1.7. The ALOP at 000. The ST, I guess that is. I don't know if that's NO at 2. The CO, not sure what that is. Looks like a big N at 0. The DSP at 1 at 98. The DSP2 at 252. The DSP3 at 224. The DSP4 at 45. DSP5 144. DSP6 255. DSP7 255. 8 at 255. DSP9 at 15. DSP10, or just DP10 at 111. DP11 255. DP12 127. DP13 126. And that's where that ends. If you're going through this and I'm getting way ahead of you, just pause the video till you catch up and make sure that all your settings the same. So again, to go back to the regular settings, you press and hold that for a couple seconds and it'll switch back to the parameters showing your maximum setting and your current temperature. So I hope that helps you. If I can find more information as to what all the names of these are, I'd be glad to provide a manual for you. You can just email me for it. We might even put it on our tech page so you can just download it direct. I hope this helps, and most of all, I hope you don't have any problems because you don't touch the controls on the Fujis, which can send you into an array of settings. How to change the settings that can be covered in the manual once you get to one. Like for example, let's say you got to this one, let's go to the next one, and you wanted to change the parameters. I'll have to look at the setting, the way to do that. It might involve hitting this for a minute or something else, or 2 buttons. I'll have to look, or the manual will tell you as well. But best of all is never to touch the Fujis. Just use them as your guide for roasting. Hope this helps. Thanks.